What if I told you that a 3,000-year-old shepherd already solved your worst money problem, and nobody told you? His name wasn't Dave Ramsey. He didn't have a podcast. He had 3 jars, and a rule that still works today. The 50/30/20 budget rule isn't modern. It's ancient, and it's hiding in plain sight in Scripture. 2 people, same income, same city. One thrived, one collapsed. The difference? 3 jars and 1 ancient principle. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, your relationship with money will never be the same. Most people don't have a spending problem. They have a priority problem. And ancient wisdom saw this coming. Whether it was ancient Babylon or modern Los Angeles, humans have always struggled to tell needs from wants. The 50/30/20 rule says 50% of your income goes to needs, 30% to wants, and 20% to savings or giving. Proverbs 21 verse 20 says, "The wise store up choice food and olive oil, but fools gulp theirs down." Sound familiar? The 50% bucket is your survival layer: food, shelter, clothing, basic transportation, non-negotiables. In biblical culture, this was called daily bread, not luxury, not poverty, just enough to live with dignity. The ancient discipline, knowing when enough is enough. It's not self-deprivation, it's self-mastery. 5 out of 10 coins. That's your needs budget. If rent, food, and utilities eat more than half, that's your first warning sign. Joseph in Egypt stored grain for 7 years, 50/30/20 on a national scale. Plan for the lean season before it arrives. He didn't wait for the famine to plan. That's the 50% principle. Protect your foundation before you celebrate. Now the fun part, the 30% wants bucket. This is not guilt money. Scripture celebrates enjoyment. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 13 says, "Everyone should eat and drink and find satisfaction in their toil." God built rest and joy into the design. Travel, hobbies, gifts, celebrations, these aren't sins. They're part of a balanced, flourishing life. The difference between wisdom and foolishness isn't what you enjoy, it's how much of your life you trade for it. When your wants have a boundary, they stop controlling you. You enjoy them more, because they're planned, not panicked. Jesus turned water into wine at a party. Abundance and celebration are part of the biblical financial picture. A merchant in ancient Jerusalem would celebrate the Sabbath feasts, budgeted celebration, not borrowed joy. You're allowed to enjoy life. You just can't afford to enjoy all of it at once. 3 coins, not 10. History's greatest cautionary tale, Solomon. Unlimited budget. Unlimited wants. 700 wives. Still wrote, "Vanity of vanities." Here's the twist, and nobody talks about this. The 50/30/20 rule was popularized by Senator Elizabeth Warren in 2005. But the biblical principle is 4,000 years older. That 20%, the Bible splits it further, 10% tithe, 10% savings. Giving and growing at the same time. Malachi 3 verse 10, bring the whole tithe. Not the leftover tithe. The first tithe. That's the ancient savings habit. Give first, save second. The richest ancient city, Babylon, taught its citizens one rule. A part of all you earn is yours to keep. Sound like 20%? It should. The twist isn't the rule. The twist is this: debt is the real famine. And most people are mid-famine right now without knowing it. The 20% bucket is your future self's food supply. It's the seed you plant in the dry season to harvest in the next. The parable of the talents. The servant who invested doubled what he had. The one who buried it lost everything. Giving is part of the 20%. The widow's mite wasn't charity from surplus. It was sacrifice from structure. Ecclesiastes 11 verse 2. Invest in 7 ventures. Yes, in 8. You do not know what disaster may come upon the land. 3 jars. Label them. Fund them in order. Needs first, wants second, future third. Then live freely within them. Step 1. Write down your monthly income. Don't estimate. Know the actual number. Everything begins with honesty. Step 2. List every non-negotiable. If you lose your income today, what must still be paid? That's your 50%. Step 3. Give your wants a name before you spend. Unplanned spending is just impulse with no ceiling. Step 4. Save first, not last. Pay your future self before you pay the market. This is the oldest financial command in Scripture. Quick check. Is a streaming subscription a need? No. A daily spiced wine habit? Also no. Needs have ruthless definitions. We've all been there. This is technically a want, but it's 90% a need. No. It's 100% a want. Put it in the right jar. Luke 14 verse 28. Suppose one of you wants to build a tower. Won't you first sit down and estimate the cost? Jesus literally taught budgeting. Before you invest, build a buffer. 3 months of needs. That's your emergency jar, the one Joseph would approve of. Here's the deeper rule that 50/30/20 can't teach you. No budget survives without contentment. Philippians 4 verse 11. I have learned, in whatsoever state I am, to be content. 20% every month for 20 years. What starts as 2 coins becomes a storehouse. This is compound faithfulness. Proverbs 13 verse 22. A good person leaves an inheritance for their children's children. 20% isn't for you. It's for the 3rd generation. I don't earn enough for this. The rule scales. If you earn 10 coins or 10,000, the proportions protect you either way. My rent is 70% of my income. Then the problem is your housing, not the rule. The rule is the mirror. Don't shoot the mirror. 3 digital envelopes. 3 bank accounts. 3 automatic transfers. The tool is modern. The wisdom is ancient. The final twist. This is an ancient wisdom adapted for today. It is today. Money hasn't changed. Human nature hasn't changed. Only the currency has. 50 for survival. 30 for living. 20 for legacy. 3 jars. 1 ancient rule. 1 flourishing life. 3 chapters. 3 laws. 3 millennia. And they all point to the same 3 numbers. 50, 30, and 20. Your assignment. Before this day ends, write down 1 number. Your monthly income. That's step 1. Everything else follows. If this changed how you see money, share it with someone who needs it. Ancient wisdom spreads the same way it always did. Person to person. We're building something here, a library of ancient financial wisdom for the modern world. You're part of it now. Drop a comment. Which jar is hardest for you right now? 50, 30, or 20? I read every single one. Whoever gathers little by little will increase it. Little by little, scene by scene, coin by coin. That's the plan. Until next time, budget with wisdom, spend with intention, save with faith. See you in the next scroll.